What up, everybody? It's your girl July from Kickback Couture, and today I'm going to show you how to make the hardest 808 you've ever heard in Reason. This is what it's going to sound like. So we're going to open a new object device, instrument devices, object. The first thing we're going to do is set up this exciter section. We're just going to work our way to the right, starting from the left. So if we play this sound, we're hearing object 1, but we want to hear the exciter. So I'm just going to turn that up real quick. And this is the click sound that we're getting. We can change the level, so this will be the click portion of our 808. You can change the frequency. I want that frequency to be pretty low. And if you want it to be velocity sensitive, you can turn that up. But I want my 808 to hit the same way every time. So for now, I'll turn it down. If you like to do rolls, go ahead and turn it up. If you want it to diffuse, it'll add some width to it. I would leave that off. For hardness, if you want it to sound a little more bouncy, depending on the frequency you want to target, you can change this. And we'll experiment with the hardness level once we start adding our tones. We can add noise to this signal by selecting one of these. Now let's turn our signal down here. Now I don't want any noise, so I'm not going to mess with that. But I know I got my click right here. So now let's get our first tone on. Let's turn on the modal section. Bring down that exciter level. Let's bring up the modal mix level. Let's bring it all the way up for now. Click on this window. And this is what we got going here. You can get rid of some of the frequencies if you want to by pulling the gain down. I'm going to keep that one down. If you mess with pickup and stuff, it'll turn it into something that isn't an 808. So be careful with that. If you want to make other bass sounds with it, you definitely can't do that. That's all I'm going to do for this page. Now the next thing you want to do is come over to the effects section, go to distortion, and turn that on. And you can play with the different distortions. There's a bunch of different options. Now, I'm going to pull my hardness to the left because I don't like that picky noise. And let's pull the model down a bit and pull down the distortion amount. I'm going to put it back on screen. Now, if your 808 starts clipping from here, you can always go in and add a soft clipper so it's like purposeful distortion we're running it into. So effects, Reason, M-Class, Maximizer. Just turn on soft clip. I'm going to turn off the limiter, pull this amount up. And we can push this volume higher if we wanted to. I'm going to turn the exciter down for a second. I don't like the muddiness that is in this with these two layers on top of it, so I'm going to pull it down. And then let's blend that exciter back in. And this is that exciter by itself again. We can also blend in one of these objects or both. Once you get to this point, you start adding other sounds. You're going to have to come and change your key mode to mono. Then we can blend that in. And you can do the same thing for object 2. You can go in and change things if you want to. Maybe pull the pitch up. width up to add wideness. And just like that, you could play with the distortion some more. If you like your click louder, you could turn your click up. Alright, if you want your 808 to decay quicker, then you're gonna have to do a couple of things. We can come into this. Here, let's start from the right. Object 2, we have our decay here. If we pull that down, we can get a lower decay. Same thing for object 2. Turn that back on. Modal. Still wanted to ring out though. Let's bring the decay up a little bit on these layers. And that's how you make the hardest 808 you've ever heard in your life. In Reason, send me your 808s. I want to hear y'all's 808s. Today is day 19 of our 30-day Reason marathon. It's all culture, kickback, and cook up.